What's up, my brother?
I got Andy Zamora here with me today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for coming, brother. Yeah.
So, I'm sure you know this is a little bit of interview about yourself and also your business. So I wanted to take it back a little bit and ask you, how did this all start?
Well, I went to school to be a teacher. I went to school to be a PE teacher. I have an older sister who started opening up new paths, I guess you could say. It's me, it's my sister who's 9 years older than me, then two older brothers, 14 and 15 years older. And they went straight to the workforce. And it was my sister who went the school route. And it was pretty cool to see her graduate in 4 years. Before you know it, she landed a good job, traveled the world, bought her dream car cash. She started doing a lot of things that no one in the family was doing. So I'm like, I want to do what you do.
Yeah.
So I went that route. And I wanted to do what I know changed my life, which was being a soccer coach. Mm-hmm. When I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, I needed that like counselor or that big brother.
Did you feel that your sister was an opposing party to you initially?
Yeah, she was. I always tell her, because I tell her that it was so challenging to be her little brother, because she almost did everything right, bro. She was being guys and like. Do you have any sisters?
I got two brothers. No sisters.
Well,
no sisters.
One thing that always worried me as a brother was like, man, I don't want to hear that my sister's out there messing around and like hear stuff with guys. And my sister never gave us that challenge. She was really good. She went to college, graduated quick, started being Miss Independent, and being the first one in the family, bro. So it was really cool to see that. But I also had my parents telling me, Andy, well, by like your age, your sister had already done this, and that. Like, what's going on? So it was challenging because she set the bar pretty high. But then it also gave me that like that sense of like having a little chip on your shoulder, to where like you have to prove that you're also worthy, and like maybe you didn't do it at the same pace that she did, but then I had that like, I want to prove myself, and then it ended up leading to what we're doing today.
She would tell me, because I spoke to her about this a little bit before, is you would always come home and say, I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna be a millionaire. So what led you to believe in such a thing when she told me your actions didn't match anything that you were saying?
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
Man, I can't help but think that like those that are gonna do something big in life, I think that they just know it, whether they know how they're gonna do it or not. They'll figure that part out. So I always had ambition levels pretty high to be the one in the family to be like, hey mom, like this whole retirement thing that people talk about, like you could put that aside, man. Like you're looking at your retirement plan, like I am him, man. I'm gonna take care of us. And I didn't know how, because we were looking for the vehicle. So now I'm doing mortgages, but I'm actually now looking to see like what you're doing, messing with the commercial, because maybe I'm in the wrong.
It about me.
But I was looking. I was chasing the same thing that my sister was doing, which at the moment growing up, she was the one doing better than most of our peers. But then you come, across different people, and you get introduced to new things, and then got introduced to the mortgage business and started a team and all that. But then now we're also looking at commercial, brother, which is why I really wanted to
that's how you
wanted to chat with you and like learn from you as well.
Absolutely, man. So look, I'm gonna show you a picture. And I want you to tell me who this person is and what's going on and what point is this in life.
Okay. Oh man, that guy right there. All right, that guy right there. That guy found the vehicle. So it was like draft day. Can you imagine a new athlete, or an athlete chasing his dreams, and then he gets scouted. And now he got drafted, and now he's got everything to prove, but he still hasn't done nothing. I guess that guy right there has a lot of qualities that you can't see on the surface, and is dying for an opportunity to just prove
I was told that the guy that I see right there in that moment wasn't successful, didn't have it together at all, and actually had a lot of issues going on at the time. Well, what were those?
I was living at my parents' rental house, a garage, a little converted garage, all because I was in Stanislaus, and I had my pops that told me, Mijo, what are you doing in Sherlock, man? Like, you're paying how much? And I said, $300 for a room. $300 for a room, Pops. And he's like, well, what do you mean you're paying $300? Like, I have the garage, man. You could be living rent free.
Hey, just live back with the family. Don't ever leave.
I got subscribed to that philosophy, and then I came back home. And then this guy's, he's trying to live a like pressure-free life. No responsibilities, no need to be urgent about making something happen. But then, like, now again, I found something here.
Do you think the environment that you were in that situation, in that time, had a lot to do with you not being able to move forward?
Yeah, I think that all of us are constantly exchanging beliefs and habits depending on like who we're surrounding ourselves with. Like whether it's urgency or courage or fear or belief or skills, like our peers help influence that.
Yeah.
At the time I was with the buddies that were like, hey, what's going on? It's Thirsty Thursday, bro. Like, it's cracking downtown, man. Let's go get it. Let's go make something happen. And you know, it wasn't until I started hanging around different people that.
Did you know at that time though, like, you knew something was missing, but did you know what was missing? What was that? What was that turning key point? What was it that made you go into a path that you lead to today? What was it? Because again, that guy, from what I'm told, he's not doing very well.
Yeah.
What was it that was? That
guy needed a like a mentor, like a vetted mentor.
Is that what you believed at the time?
Yeah, I mean, I was willing to put in all the work. I was willing to be patient because I know it would take however long it needed to take, and I was willing to pay my dues. Like I was ready for an opportunity. I just needed someone to tell me, Mijo, you need to do this, this, and this, and then it's gonna take this long. You're gonna have to put these amount of hours in. And I knew I was ready, but I just needed the vetted mentor to tell me, you need to do this, this, and this.
I'm gonna show you another picture then, and I want you to tell me at this point, who is this person? What does this person mean to you? Okay. And what point of life this is?
Oh, that's him. That's my mentor. That's who I needed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me, who is that?
I tell him that from Bakersfield down. He's Pops. I call him Papa. Yeah, he single-handedly changed my life, bro. It was someone I needed to crack the door of opportunity wide open. Mm-hmm. Actually, not even wide open, just crack it open a little bit and I'll slip in, and that's what he did. And I got to see how a businessman ran his business up close, so forever grateful for him.
And what does that look like on a day-to-day basis, Andy? I mean, we always hear about businessman this, doing well, success. What does that look like on a day? You coming in, no structure, no nothing. Yeah. He told you day one, well, how do we operate?
Well, I'll tell you what, I would study him without really asking. It was like studying by just getting a visual on what he did and what he didn't do. Mm-hmm. So he had been in the business for 15, 16, 17 years, meaning he had a team, he had support. So I got to see into the future there for myself when I had the resources, when I had the money to then hire support and help. But I got to see what he did and what he didn't do. So the paperwork stuff, the following up with lead, setting the appointments, like I got to see, oh shoot, he's got support for that. I guess if I want to get to his level, then I need to have someone support me with those things. Oh, he just sits down with the realtors, or he just talks to the client on the initial conversation, then dishes it off. Okay, I got it. Like when I get there, I'll know what to do. Mm-hmm. When I have money to invest and support, that's what I'm gonna have to do if I want to get there.
So when you met Willie,
yeah,
did you realize then and there is I wanted not to just be a mortgage broker, I wanted to have a team, I wanted to assemble a group of people around me? Or what was it that led you to believe that that's the path you want? Because you could go on and be a super successful mortgage broker as an individual player working all your business, but you chose a different path. You wanted to take more that entrepreneurial route of creating something on your own. Right. So what was that? Why?
Yeah, well, I stepped into his office and I got to see, producing at a good level, those that were producing at a great level, and then I got to see how he ran his business. So then it was like a long-term goal to get to his level or to get to have a team that size. But ultimately I did want that to be the goal down the line. So again, I got to focus on like, well, he's the man to study. And then after that, I actually went to another training, and it was a 30-year-old vet that came into that office and was talking to all us loan officers about mortgages, and to me it sounded like a foreign language, bro. It was really high level.
Who was that vet?
I can name drop.
You can name drop.
Yeah, her name was Kim.
Okay.
Yeah, she was really, really good. But then I also saw that the broker owner was standing just a few feet from her. And I got to think to myself, wait, like, man, that's almost a little discouraging. Like, man, she just bona fide badass when it comes to mortgages. But I also got to realize, like, man, but he's the boss. And I was like, wait, what? Who does Andy want to be? Does Andy want to be the badass loan officer 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years down the road? Or does he want to be someone like that guy? So then I shifted my focus on what kind of content or material I started to study or continue to study, which shifted from like specific mortgage stuff to like running a business and learning
operations behind it and everything. Yeah.
That's how.
Let me ask you a question then, because this is gonna be funny. You're figuring out this transition. Did you at any point realize, damn, I'm not really that great of a mortgage broker per se, but I may be good as a leader? Yeah.
So like on a level from 1 to 10, I was pretty self-aware that I was a level 6.5.
Standard basically.
Average loan officer.
Yeah.
But then I also realized that maybe the ability to influence others or inspire others to take action was something that came a little easier for me.
And I think that's a great point, because a lot of people tend to believe that just because you're not a great, worker per se or anything, that doesn't make you a great leader. You have to change, have to chase those opportunities, see for yourself that they work. And a perfect example of that is, you choosing the leadership role rather than being the top producing broker available,
Yeah.
That's a big decision you have to make in your mind, because if you take too much time away from that, what happens at the other end if it didn't work out?
Yeah, and one thing he taught me that I gained a lot of respect for him early on was the power of saying, like, I don't know. Like, buddy, I don't know the answer to that question. Because to me, when I moved down south, he was like a god to me. Yeah. He's like, man, I'm pretty sure that whatever I run by him, he's going to have an answer to. And then, well, there's always things that you're like, yeah, I mean, the mortgage business has so many, the real estate space has just so much stuff that like and with constantly, guidelines changing, that sometimes we're just going to have to call the dude from the bank. Yeah. And that made it easy for me to start a team and say, hey guys, I'm not going to have all the answers, especially with mortgage specific stuff. I'll put you in contact with the people that might have the answer. But when it comes to, this and this, like, that's where I may be able to help.
Okay, see, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Show us your tax returns. Nah, calm down. Calm down now. Calm down.
Not the IRS bill.
No, but going back to the Willie situation before we move on to the next picture is, because you have to do something similar now. You're in a leadership role and you have to take a chance on people. Why did Willie take a chance on somebody that wasn't producing or doing well? Like, did you walk in here and tell him like, "Oh, I'm killing it," but you're really not, or how did that go? Why did Willie allow you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I have found out recently that I think I'm pretty good at, and not intentionally, but it's worked in my favor. But I've been good connecting not with just the person I want to connect with, meaning like when I went and interviewed with Willie, I got really nervous with Willie. I knew it was a life-changing opportunity. So when we were interviewing, I stumbled across every question, I'm sure. But when I was in the lobby talking to wife and like the workers there, I kicked it off cool with them. Yeah. So they were vouching for that guy from Modesto that drove 5 hours to interview. Like, man, that's some commitment. And that led to a second interview, which by that time I knew a little bit more about mortgages. I was a little more confident in seeing Willie up close when I was just used to seeing him in my phone, for months. I've been good at connecting not just with Willie or the main person, but their number twos or the spouses, and that's like even with Patrick and David, I'm really close with his number two, Tim Story and his number two, and then like Bobby Castro's and his number two, like, you know what I mean? And and it makes it like
it was never the top person. It was always the supporting cast that you were.
Yeah, so then I couldn't help but notice, like, man, I guess that you just never know who, if you just treat them just as if you were like talking to the main dude. Treat everybody with the same amount of appreciation, the same amount of respect. And you never know it, man. They might be the ones that help influence that person to tell you, come on, man, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then that's...
No, 100%.
So spouse and an assistant is who convinced Willie to give me a second interview. Wow. And then I got hired.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Crazy. And you mentioned something about you are always, you only saw Willie from afar in the social media and this and the image. So I'll be honest, the way I knew about you, social media, you know what I mean? So this is going to lead to another picture that we're going to look at. And I want to talk a little bit more about this because we live in the world of social media, image, and everything. What was this guy thinking and why and who is this guy?
I kind of see where this is going now. I knew it. I knew that shit was coming. Well, I'll tell you what, bro. That the background was not there. As a little kid, the car was always there. So, like, that was Andy fulfilling his childhood dream. How it was perceived, was it premature? It was premature. I shouldn't have done it. Especially trying to grow a company. If I wanted to be a producing loan officer, yeah, I mean, it's a third of a deal, and if you're pumping out quite a few a month, and it's not that much. But when you're growing a company, that's not the right sequence to go about it. Especially if you can get into investments, cash flow, have that pay you, everything that I'm sure you would share with all of us. But that guy fulfilled one of his childhood dreams, and I'm proud of that guy for doing that, man. Even though, again, it's not the message that I would encourage the next generation to do in the sequence in which I did it. Mm-hmm. So
then let me ask you a question. Yeah. We know why you shouldn't do it. Why did you do it then? We know why not. Why did you do it? Why?
Mentorship. The mentorship that I had was like, do it now. Like, you just don't know when your last day is gonna be, like, do it today.
It was just to put an image out there?
Yeah, if I had different, the mentorship that I started getting in the door with afterwards, they were like, what are you doing, man? Yeah. Like, you don't have it like that, man. Like, you will have that and some if you just delay that gratification, do this first. All that comes with,
Did you ever feel like a polarizing image on social media because other people would perceive you in such a way just because, again, you never really posted much about the business itself. Yeah. It was always about more so the lifestyle per se. Yeah. And, if people don't know you, they can lose the message and like you're trying to say you can achieve this as well. Did you ever feel that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was like lost in the sauce as well. But I'll tell you what I mean by that. Like, for the longest time, bro, I don't use the words like the word hater. I don't use the word hater because I was under the impression that doesn't apply to me, bro. I put nothing but love out there. My captions are me trying to share everything that I'm learning. I'm hoping that I'm inspiring someone, and just like that car can inspire another paisano like myself to be like, man, maybe one day guy kind of looks like me. Like, maybe I could get. There's always going to be someone that's going to be like, who does this guy think he is? Yeah. So I thought that the people watching that were like the ones saying, hey, man, that's inspiring, bro. Not knowing that other people were. And then it wasn't until more credible people that have done they're like, who do you think you are, buddy? Like, you're.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I was blind to the notion that, like, people were perceiving it the wrong way. I was like, I'm going to inspire the youth, bro.
Let's do a name drop. Who was the first person where you felt, damn, knocked you down? Like, hold on a second.
Patrick.
Patrick?
Yeah.
What was that conversation like?
He told me that you basically don't got it like that. Like, if you don't have $500,000 in the bank, like, there's no reason for you to be. And if trying to grow a company, there's no reason for you to be driving a Lambo if you're trying to grow a company and don't have $500,000 in the bank.
What'd that make you feel like?
I said, all right, I'm selling this shit.
You didn't even think twice?
No, it's
instantly?
Done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then that becomes what's most important.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, all the toys, I'm sure that, God willing, it'll.
Did you feel at that point it was a turning in your page as to I need to focus more so on the business itself and the people surrounding it rather than the image being portrayed?
It was definitely a reinventing phase. Yeah, it was. Oh,
I felt like something changed during that time. I noticed
the mentors changed. So then the influence, habits, and then type of marketing changed, because then I realized that people were perceiving it a little bit different, and more than anything, people not the type of people that like would say bad things, but the people that are actually trying to do and replicate what you're doing. Because I had buddies in that same company getting the nice cars right after me, and I was trying to tell them now at that point, like, hey guys, actually no, I messed up. Like, it was not supposed to be that way. I just not got this new info. We should do it this way. And that actually, all that is included in like what we get to accomplish, God willing, in this lifetime. But we should do this first. But it bugged me that I was hearing some people in my team talk about, like, I'm gonna get a Lambo next year. I'm gonna get an exotic, way before then they should have ever even like thought about that.
Do you feel that had to do a lot with what you did to get to the point because they see you as the leader and this is the path that you took?
Yeah, well, I know that as the leader, I'm supposed to take the ass whoopings first and then just make sure that they don't take the same ass whoopings as they go on their journey. So it was just one of those, like, okay, I messed up there, got it, learned from it. Let's work toward that and going after everything your little heart wants, but just let's try to work on the sequence.
So then that leads me into my next image, Andy. Going through a growing phase, you're going through your career a little bit, you're starting to come up. Let's get a little bit more closer to the time where we're at right now. Who are these people? Where is this? And what does it make you feel?
Yeah, that's incredible, bro. Yeah, so
so for those that can't see, this is Andy's team. Andy, give me the stats, please.
Yeah, we're blessed to help 256 families in 2022 and help families finance $100 million. It's a special unit because I'm always observing who celebrates your wins with you, and then also very invested in like the people that I know are willing to go through the tough times with me as well. So then these people all jumped companies twice while we're going through a market shift with rate spikes, and the new guy, logically it wouldn't make sense to bet on him with your expenses, your family expecting you to put food on the table. All these people bet on that guy in the middle, bro, and it's a huge responsibility for me, and it's at the same time a blessing because they give me a sense of purpose. So.
And in that responsibility, Andy, I mean, a lot of people, we see the successes when the people take the pictures of the group that you're in at the moment, but people don't realize the hard struggles to get to that point. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure, just as with any entrepreneur, you've had to let go of people that are not in that picture anymore, that have taught you lessons along the way. Yeah. What do those look like?
Super painful, bro. It's because I don't fake hugs, I don't fake high fives, I don't fake smiles. Like the people that bet on me, I am completely invested in helping them reach their goals and put food on their table, and that's something I don't take lightly. So unfortunately, along the way, I've learned to accept that some people are just in your life for a season, and even though it's a painful thing, I have to just learn to look back and appreciate the time that we were able to go on that journey together. Wish them the best, and then just keep focusing on helping the people that are still in the team.
Do you tend to feel that as you grow the business more and more, the personal touches get lost along the way? Because again, when I talk to other people that have large teams, they always tell me like, I want to make sure there's always a one-on-one conversation. But eventually the team becomes so large. It's an honest reality that you have to have, and people tend to believe as time goes on, it's like, he's so-and-so. How do you feel about that? Because again, you're at that point where your group's going to grow large enough where you really have to start accepting, and the leaders around you have to start stepping into those positions that you were, forging through.
Yeah. We had that conversation not that long ago with a couple of our guys. I told them, I love the phase that we're in because I still know everybody's names. I know who's married, who's not, kids names. I get to appreciate everybody here. But if we fast forward a year or two from now, I know it's gonna be like, wait, what's that person's name? You know what I mean? Whose team are they in?
Exactly.
So it's just
who hired them?
Yeah. But man, it's just a beautiful phase where not as small as it used to be, but it's still like a mid-size that I get to enjoy everybody. But they all know what the journey or what the goal is, which is to continue to grow and create seats of opportunity for more people looking to change their lives in the mortgage business.
Perfect. All right, Andy, this is gonna lead me into the last image.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be the hardest one.
Okay.
You're going to have to use your mind a little bit on this one, all right? This image is 2, maybe 3 years from now. Ooh. What am I showing you?
3 years from now?
Let's say 3 years from now. What image am I showing you?
Oh, man. That's a family man with at least one son.
Yeah?
That's what I'm most excited for.
Oh, man. Okay. So this is a family portrait I'm showing you right here?
Wife and the kid.
Yeah? Well, shit, man. It's better than I had. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, my brother.
So that family man, what allowed him to reach that smile? What trials and tribulations from this moment on to there is he's still going through?
I grew up, it was a philosophy that I adopted that is not, I realize it's not true. But growing up, my mom and my mom would tell my brothers, man, you guys were doing so good until you got married and you had kids at a young age. So then Andy growing up thinking I want to do this and that, all this crazy stuff. I have to be patient on getting married and having kids, regardless of how great the partner is. So I sacrifice the partner, not knowing that philosophy is not factual. It's my brother's experience and my mom's philosophy based on my brother's experience, but it's not universal. It's not, it's not totally true. But the point is that I adopted it, and I waited for a long time to get the business to where it's at, to prepare myself, to then be ready to commit to a spouse and then start a family. And now I'm at that phase, so then that's what excites me most.
That's all. Awesome. Andy, I'm not gonna lie, man, this is a legit interview. I love to end it on a light note like that. I really appreciate you, man.
This is awesome. I appreciate it, bro.
Did you expect it like this?
No, bro, that's just crazy. Might not be popular what I'm about to share, but I shared it with my captains today. And I told them, guys, I honestly feel like I'm lying if I say that I think that the American dream is buying and owning your home. I think that buying your home is better than renting, but I don't think that it could stop or should stop at buying a home. I think that I'd be interested in looking at the lot and seeing if we can maximize the property or the lot to build an ADU, convert a garage, and create another stream to either have you cash flowing or reduce your monthly output. I think that would be better than renting or just owning a home. And even better yet, if you invested in another property or an apartment, or even like what my brother does here, is the ultimate goal would be let's tap into commercial or bigger apartment complexes. But I want to make sure that we educate ourselves enough to be able to educate our lower to middle class families, which is most of the clientele that we help, on how they can explore these other options, and not think that just owning real estate property is the true definition of the American dream. So I'm excited to help as many families as we can here in the next 15 years, at least.
There you go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.